My name is Tracy Bowen, and I'm doing my presentation on Anita Rose Williams. Anita Rose Williams was born in 1891 and died in 1983. She was born and raised in Baltimore, where she stayed and made a majority of her contributions in social work. She was the first Black Christian social worker in the United States and was also the first African American supervisor to be employed by a social agency in Baltimore. Since Miss Williams grew up in Baltimore, she saw firsthand the problems that the city faced. Turning to Christianity as her solace, she strove to make the city better for African American citizens through religious organizations and charities. This was done under the employment of a wealthy philanthropist who sparked her interest in social welfare. Even though Miss Williams was employed and got her start through volunteer outlets, she actually had no formal education. She graduated from high school and went straight into the working force. However, she did attend a few sociology lectures at the prestigious Johns Hopkins University. Moving from her original job, Miss Williams started working at the Colored Young Women's Christian Association, or the CYWCA for short. This was made in 1896 as an extra branch of the Young Women's Christian Association because the YWCA would not accept African American women. Miss Williams joined the CYWCA and was elected onto the board of directors. Through this organization, she advocated for women's rights and for civil rights. Eventually, the YWCA became integrated with the slogan, "Eliminating Racism, Empowering Women." In 1912, she became a charter member of the Interracial Interfaith Committee in the City of Baltimore. This focused on problems concerning race relations in the city. She helped provide educational and cultural programs to promote appreciation for diversity and also for sameness. This committee also aimed to promote unity throughout all religions. This wide range of races and religions showed that Black Catholics were not Miss Williams' only target population, but that she wanted to better the community as a whole. Then, in 1921, Anita Rose Williams founded the Bernard Atkins Organization. She gathered women from the only 4 Black parishes in Baltimore and made them plan and organize services for economic and social support for Catholic youths. These support services included financial assistance, meeting with youth to focus on creating goals, managing life issues, and youth groups themselves. Unfortunately, the Bernard Atkins organization dissolved when the Great Depression hit and the funding ran dry. With the hit of the Great Depression came the response of President Roosevelt and the New Deal programs. Carger and Stowes said that the Roman Catholic Church supported the New Deal with its relief efforts to provide food, clothing, and shelter. This religious support strongly insinuates that Miss Williams was heavily involved. Her next move in her social work career was in 1922, when she was hired through Associated Catholic Charities Incorporated as a caseworker at the St. Vincent de Paul Society. This society is compiled of people from all walks of life dedicated to charitable work solely for the good of others. She worked there for only a year and then was transferred to the new Bureau of Catholic Charities of Baltimore. Their goal is to serve children, families, people living in poverty, disabled persons, immigrants, and seniors. Anyone who seeks out help and resources are treated with open arms and open minds. While working through this organization, she was mainly stationed in St. Mary's County. She worked firsthand with everyone in the community that came to seek help. She did her job so honestly and earnestly that she was acknowledged for all of her efforts at a directors' meeting. With public acknowledgement of her contributions and achievements, it gave way to a movement in America. It broke through a racial barrier and led to Catholic Charities Incorporated hiring more African American workers nationwide. Even though her actions sparked a national change, one of her biggest achievements was the creation of the District 11 of the Baltimore Emergency Relief Commission. This was organized by her and 4 other social workers in 1933. Sadly, there's not enough information on the other workers to give them any credit. This commission was deemed necessary after the Great Depression caused many rehabilitative services to be non-existent due to lack of resources and funding. Its job was to investigate the needs of the state and provide services to address those needs. It also served to promote adequate family life through casework service. Since Miss Williams was one of the minds that formed this commission, naturally she became a supervisor. With this, she became the very first African American supervisor to be employed by a state agency in the city of Baltimore. When it disbanded in 1936, she returned to Catholic Charities, Incorporated. Anita Rose Williams stayed at Catholic Charities, Incorporated until she retired in 1958. However, she was involved in numerous charities and welfare organizations. Most of these she did not only be a part of, but she was a charter member. This speaks volumes about her dedication and sincerity to public welfare. Her efforts throughout her life were recognized and rewarded. She received multiple awards from the City of Baltimore, an honorary degree of a Doctor of Humane Letters from Loyola College, and a certificate of appreciation by the Baltimore chapter of the American Council of Human Rights. I am ending this presentation just as it began, with the one and only picture of Anita Rose Williams that I could find. This is because this is a face worthy of remembering because of all the good that she did for Baltimore, Maryland, and the impact that she had on social work as a whole in America. Thank you.